Rock and roll.
All right. Well, let's get after it. All right. I'd like to welcome you to Tuesday, June 1st, 2021, Warrenton Board of Alderman meeting. We'll open up with the public hearing section. And I believe it's the proposed rate increase.
So the first public hearing is related to the rate increase with sewer. How's that? Should be good. There you go. Okay. So I have a script related to the sewer rate increase. I would like to make part of the public record the municipal code by reference and the public hearing notice published in the Warren County Record on May 20th, 2021. The proposed rate increase for sewer is 4%, which is the amount included in the revenue bond offering statement calculation for the 2021-2022 budget. The average in-town residential customer will see an increase of $1.01 a month, and the average in-town commercial customer will see an increase of $3.18 per month. The rate increase will be effective August 1st, 2021, upon approval of the ordinance by the board. So that is what is proposed related to sewer. Then there is another public hearing related to water. And again, its specific script is, I would like to make part of the public record the municipal code by reference and the public hearing notice published in the Warren County Record on May 20th, 2021. The proposed rate increase for water is 4%, which is the amount included in the revenue bond offering statement calculation for the 2021-2022 budget. The average in-town residential customer will see an increase of 90 cents a month, and the average in-town commercial customer will see an increase of $3.62 a month. The rate increase will be effective August 1st, 2021, upon approval of the ordinance by the board.
Sorry, taking notes real quick.
Sure.
All right. Thank you. So getting used to this, anybody from the public that would like to come up and make a comment on that, we will give you 5 minutes to speak if you'd like to come up and state your name into the microphone. Just be honest, it's a little different hearing ourselves out there. Not seeing anybody, we'll go ahead and bring the public hearing section to a close. We'll go ahead and open up the regular Board of Alderman meeting and start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you would, please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item will be the consent agenda.
We have the regular meeting minutes for May 18th, 2021, and we have liquor license renewals for 2021-2022 in the amount of $10,725.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items as submitted.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Alderman Corder, seconded by Alderman Crump. Roll call vote.
Alderman Deloy,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz,
Yes.
Alderman Crump,
Yes.
Alderman Corder,
Yes.
Alderman Cullum,
Yes.
Alderman Jaspering.
Yes. Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Echo in here?
Next, we'll be hearing from the public. If you'd like to share anything with us or come speak to us about anything that would be on your heart to talk to us about, please come forward and state your name, and we'll give you 5 minutes to speak. I really do not like hearing myself breathe. Not seeing anybody, we'll move on to the Board of Alderman comments.
I'd just like to say thank you to all of our servicemen and women for their service, and thank you to those that gave the ultimate sacrifice from a very grateful community and a grateful country, seeing as how Memorial Day was yesterday. So, thank you.
I wanted to thank city staff for helping and all their assistance putting together the torch run. It was a successful torch run. I don't want to mention any names. I know I'm going to forget somebody, but I know every department helps out with that, whether it's cooking, putting it together, putting signs out. We had a lot of participants this year, and despite the rain, we got in just in time, and they even had a dry place for us to go. And I appreciate everybody who helped cook, put it together, put signs up, and all that. So, thank you.
Else? So I'm gonna piggyback with somebody here if they'll help me. Alderman Cullum brought up a really neat issue here with the Marine Corps League, who is cleaning the cemetery headstones, and I believe it's just for military. Is that correct?
Yes.
We can't really show the pictures. I'm going to ask if we can and scan them and put them on the website. Fascinating. I cannot believe how clean these are coming and how well they look. Thank you for sharing that, first of all, because I haven't been able to make it up there, and I will definitely be making a trip within the next couple days to go up there and see it. I really cannot believe how much of it cleaned up. I think we were all sitting here kind of in amazement when we saw the pictures, so we'll share those as soon as we can. It is amazing. But once again, that's the Marine Corps, or I guess it's Scott Hames Marine Corps League, and I can't remember the number. I'm embarrassed by that, but
Yeah, it's attachment 1392.
thank you. I apologize. Wonderful, wonderful job. Hope to continue it, and hopefully they'll accept some volunteers to be able to help out to maybe make it a more speedy process. Brad, have you had any comments made on it?
I think the article in the paper was very good, kind of explained the whole thing and asked for, they're willing to take volunteers when it comes up again, so.
And I mean, Brad, you got people that are up there cutting grass and won't be it. They've got to be able to see the difference, because I'll tell you,
Oh, yeah.
this is amazing.
We've had some other ladies come up and do some of the stones, and it's amazing over the year, since they put it on, how much whiter these stones have gotten just from, and they didn't do any scrubbing. They just sprayed it on, let it set, and it just takes off and does a outstanding job on it, so.
I can't say enough about it. Very motivating, and especially with what we were talking about, observing Memorial Day. Phenomenal. So thank you again, and thank you for bringing it to light, Alderman Cullum. Next will be liquor license approvals.
The first one is for Mama's Cupboard for the Fall Festival, and the other two, Holy Rosary Catholic Church and the Elks Lodge, were just changes in managing officers for those two.
So they were just adjustments that needed to be made.
Correct.
Boy, I'd almost like to say that again, that first one for Fall Festival. So glad to have that back. I really am. We talked about that today on Livewire. And it was amazing that the response we've been getting out in the public, that people are happy to see it back. They can't wait for it. So hopefully it'll be a great turnout. I think a lot of people are anticipating it to be one of our bigger ones we've had since we couldn't have it last year. So I'm hoping to see that. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the liquor license for Mama's Cupboard, Holy Rosary, and Elks Lodge.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Crump, seconded by Alderman Corder. Roll call vote.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Alderman Corder?
Yes.
Alderman Cullum?
Yes.
Alderman Jaspering?
Yes.
Alderman Deloy.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Next will be the request for a special permit to allow archery at the 4-H camp on June 11th at the City Pool Park. Mr. Walter Branson, if you don't mind coming forward.
Haven't done this before, so.
We'll guide you through it.
What they're having is they're having a day camp.
Hit the mute button. I think the mute button's the one that's lit up.
That one? Yep. All right. They're having a day camp at City Park, the pool park. What they're wanting to try and do is have a archery program there too. They're going to have, I think it's 4 different sessions of 25 minutes a session. They're also going to have disc golf, craft, fishing, and hiking. So I think the agenda that I got is they're going to do the archery from 9:55 to like 12:20 is what they're trying to do. We're going to use the same equipment that we have on our county program with shooting sports, and we normally shoot that out at the fairgrounds. We have a backstop net. We use bows that are the same bows that they use in the archery and school programs. They're basically a compound type bow that doesn't have a back wall, so anybody can shoot them. Once they get past 15 inches of draw, it can go out to 31 inches, so you can have youth on up to adults shoot those. I'm a certified instructor for archery with the state 4-H program. What we will try and do is try to have no more than 5 shooters on the line at a time, and trying to have enough youth help that are in the archery program to help us so that we have 1-to-1 on shooters, so we have somebody right there. We're not going to shoot any farther than 10 yards, so we can keep the targets low and keep the backstop behind them so we don't lose any arrows.
So for some of the new aldermen, we have an ordinance that does not permit even the shooting of a bow and arrow within city limits. So a special permit would allow them to still be able to teach this without violating any type of ordinance that we have on the books. That was something that was established a while back, and I just appreciate asking for the special permit. Some people never do their homework and just start doing things. I appreciate that.
Well, Carrie asked about it, and I said, did you check about it for shoot archery? She's like, oh, I'm sure we can.
Well, in 4-H, I mean, there again, wonderful program. I can't speak enough about some of the programs such as 4-H or FFA that do teach such. They teach a lot of manners and they teach a lot of discipline within and our kids that they may not get else places.
A little history, to be an instructor on the county level, you have to go to a weekend-long training program. And what they do in that weekend-long training program is they teach you how to teach kids to come back home and teach kids. We don't teach you how to make the kids a great shot. We teach them how to be safe. Before the kids can be in a 4-H shooting sports program, they have to have a 6-hour safety course before we even allow them out there. And that's why I said, we'll use some of the kids that are already in our county program as far as shooting sport. But you have to show ability to be able to teach, and so we'll teach as a state instructor also. We'll teach the people for the county level. They'll come up, we'll teach them for a day, and then the next day they have to show us that they're able to teach another person on how to do that. So we don't just turn them loose. If there's any issue, then we don't let them come back home to teach the county programs. I've been a county instructor for archery, air pistol, 22 pistol, muzzleloading, and shotgun for about 20 years now. I'm also a state instructor and on the state advisory board with the University of Missouri for shooting sports in Columbia.
Are there any questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve the special permit to allow archery for the 4-H camp on June 11th.
So moved.
Motion made by
Second.
Alderman Schultz, seconded by Alderman Cullum. Is that correct?
Yes.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Crump,
Yes.
Alderman Quarter,
Yes.
Alderman Cullum,
Yes.
Alderman Jaspering,
Yes.
Alderman Deloy,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from City Administrator Brandy Walters.
Evening. Tonight, the first thing I have for you is the health insurance waiver reimbursement. So for anybody that doesn't know about this program, basically what the city does is if we have employees who opt out of health insurance, they have insurance elsewhere or with a spouse or somewhere else, they show us proof of that and they go for a year, so from June 1 to May 31st. They go without getting health insurance from the city because the city normally pays 100% of an employee's insurance. So if they opt out of that and they waive that coverage, at the end of the year, in the first payroll in June, we pay half of what the city would have paid for that employee to be on our health insurance. We reimburse them back half of that cost. So that's what this is for tonight. So I ask for approval for these specific employees to get reimbursed, and the total reimbursement would be $26,568.36.
Any questions in regards to that? I'll entertain a motion to approve the health insurance waiver payments in the amount of $26,568.36.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Schultz, second by Alderman Corder. Roll call vote.
Alderman Corder?
Yes.
Alderman Cullum?
Yes.
Alderman Jaspering?
Yes.
Alderman Deloy,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. I gotta wait for a red light to come on.
The next thing that I have for you tonight, just operationally, is, as everybody I'm sure is aware, we all have a problem filling vacancies for employment. So one of the things that we're asking to do is partner with the Warren County Chamber of Commerce and do kind of a job fair, let other businesses in the community plus the city set up here in the Annex building and have a job fair. We haven't set a date yet because I wanted to make sure you guys were all okay with it first. And we have a meeting tomorrow with the chamber, so if you guys are good with it, then we will move forward with planning something like that.
I think the better question is, does anybody oppose that?
No.
I think you got your answer on that one.
Okay, so we'll move forward with that. And that's all I have for you tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brandy.
Next, we'll be hearing from Director of Operations, John Struckoff.
Good evening. I actually don't have anything for you guys tonight, so if you have any questions, I'm here.
I don't. Nope. Get off easy.
All right with that.
Next, we'll hear from Director of Planning and Development, Tim Burks.
Members.
Good evening.
At the last board meeting, the Troy duplex plan plat was approved. It was approved without the special condition for the applicant to pay into the sidewalk fund. So that's what that. The amount would be $1,500.75 when you're paid a sidewalk you would have to live.
You said it was $1,500, is that right?
Yes. Paid to the sidewalk fund.
Any questions on that?
Aaron Board, just a little bit of background. I think to give a little bit, I know that in the past, boards have not wanted to authorize the sidewalk fund if it could be built, but I think there was some practical issues with.
There's no other sidewalks in that area, plus the terrain was pretty bad. There's a big ditch on.
Yeah, so I think staff was recommending consideration of payment of the sidewalk fund, and I think it just got forgotten with all the discussions that were going on.
We're just amending it. All right, so without any questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the applicant pay $1,500 or $1,500 into the sidewalk fund in lieu of a sidewalks for Troy Road duplex.
So moved.
Second.
So who did you get on that, Melody?
Alderman Crump, second.
So motion made by Alderman Deloy, seconded by Alderman Crump. Roll call vote.
Alderman Cullum?
Yes.
Alderman Jaspering?
Yes.
Alderman Deloy,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Alderman Corder?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Anything else, Tim?
That's all, sir.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Finance Officer Dana Belaska.
You have a list of claims before you for your approval this evening. Claims totaling $1,096,000 $238.29. Were there any questions related to that list of claims?
Any? I'll entertain a motion to approve the accounts payable in the amount of $1,096,238.29.
So move.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Quarter, seconded by Alderman Deloy. Roll call vote.
Alderman Johnson?
Yes.
Alderman Deloy,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Alderman Quarter?
Yes.
Alderman Cullum?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
In addition, you have before you the financial report year-to-date for April 30th of this year. Some highlights of that would include the general fund revenues are up $189,000 from budget. That includes sales tax above budget of $258,000, pool revenue below budget $57,000, police revenue fines $92,000 below budget, and court revenue $34,000 below budget. Again, those are related to the no in-person court during this time period. Permit revenue, $24,000 above budget. That includes building permits, occupancy, business licenses, and plan review. General fund operating expenses are $351,000 below budget. It includes some salary adjustments in the admin department. There's a position from special events that got transferred to admin, and there's also a final payout for the city administrator that retired for vacation sick balances. In special events, cancellation of Fall Festival and some other events, and the vacant position, $132,000 below budget. Pool saw a reduction in operations and related wages of $43,000. Then other wages for various departments, about $97,000 below budget, again, mostly due to vacancies. In the water and sewer fund, revenues are about $2,000 above budget, so a mixture there. Water sales are down slightly. We had a kind of a cold March. Usage includes the sewer, which is over budget, but there are billings to areas that don't use city water, such as Truesdale and things in the sewer numbers. Connection fees for new construction, above budget $19,000, and industrial sewer is below budget by $28,000, and that's primarily the Coke plant. Operating expenses in the water and sewer fund, about $216,000 below budget. Wage-related vacancies, about $78,000 of that. Meter purchases, about $21,000 below budget, I'm sorry, right now, but we do expect to spend those funds. Pump and I&I repair, about $64,000 below budget. Again, those are spent as needed. The balance of the difference there is just material supplies and repairs, just not spent yet this year. Were there any questions related to those April financials?
No, I don't believe so. Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Aquatics Director Lisa Kramer.
Good evening. In front of you, you have the aquatic report. Some highlights for this coming month. We hired 5 new lifeguards who passed the certification these last 2 weekends, so we are getting a little bit better on staffing. We're still needing some more staff, however. With the weather being the way it was this weekend, the outdoor pool was ready to open, but I don't think anybody was willing to swim in 65-degree water temperature, so we did not open the outdoor pool this weekend, but we were very busy with patrons in the indoor pool. We had over 200 people visit this weekend, so
Nice.
That's a good start to the summer season. Anybody have any questions?
I don't. I'm just glad to see the numbers are up. And I'm glad to hear you're getting employees. That's a good
Yes.
thing.
Keep them coming.
Any other questions? Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Maintenance and Grounds Director Brad Boozy Cruz.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. You have my monthly grounds and maintenance report in front of you today. If you have any questions.
Brad, how's the fuel affecting ground maintenance as far as grass and that, cutting? I mean, is it a lot more expensive, obviously?
Oh, yeah, we're averaging probably, see, I'm thinking we're filling up twice a week, so we're probably looking at, between around $600.
Additional?
Well, I mean, we're averaging about 600 or so a month.
Okay.
On fuel, and it's up a little bit from last year, but seems like this year we're doing well since we've taken the interstate, the roundabouts and all that over. That's quite a bit more cutting there. It's another 10-15 gallons there at a crack on that. So it's gone up a little on our part. And then the ball fields, that kind of, once the hot weather starts getting here, then the ball fields will kind of start going down a little bit until we put the irrigation on them. Then we'll be right back up. So
Okay.
See what happens.
I know when I fill up, it hurts.
Yeah. And we got to run the card through twice because it only lets us get 150 at a time. So we're usually,
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Public Works Director Guy Jeevers.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. You have my monthly report. One of the items to touch on is we had 383 Missouri 1 calls, so that's keeping the water department crews busy. We had 7 sewer calls, 5 were on private, and 2 was on the city itself. We repaired a sewer on off of Hudson, and then the Outlet Mall Interceptor Sewer project is probably 99.9% completed. We're in the process of engineering for UV disinfection for the wastewater treatment plant. In the engineering phase, we're at about 95%, and we're in the engineering phase on the Fairlane lift station to the wastewater treatment plant for engineering. We're at about 95% with that there. Any questions? The UV for the wastewater treatment plant is a requirement that DNR is having us do. So we're about wrapping them up.
Any questions for Guy?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're at that point. I will entertain a motion to close the regular Board of Alderman meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Crump, seconded by Alderman Corder. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. We are so adjourned. Thanks for being here with us.